problem is that unfortunately, when I enlarge it,
I can't even.
then
You lose it.
I lose one side or the other. Then I'm only on this side or this side.
Okay.
So
What do we do?
I'm because sometimes we'll be doing a
We can't hear you well, and we're trying to figure it out.
well, the understanding of the universe is something that's beyond all of us. Here we are trying to interact with the universe and each other and settings and cables and invisible connectivity, Wi-Fi, waves scattered throughout the
I think we
heavens.
figured it out.
Okay.
Good, I can stop talking.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Turn it a little.
We're going to start in about 1 minute.
Oh, somehow this got the blue light shouldn't be on.
We're starting in about 1 minute.
But no one's on hardly. Moms aren't on. Nobody's on.
We have a few people on. Danielle and Josh, we're going to start in just about less than 1 minute. And we're looking forward to your beginning our service, a service of song with the lighting of the Friday night candle. We'll begin with the candles in just a moment. And then hear my prayer. And we'll continue on.
Oh, a few more people. Great.
Should we take the computer to the candles? That's the first thing we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll prepare. And if by chance people have candles at home and they wish to light candles along with Danielle and Josh, we're invited to do so. Candle lighting has been at the center of our traditional Jewish observance for 2,000 years. We bring light into our lives, into our hearts, into our spirits, into our minds. And when we bring light, we also bring hope.
I should set that down.
I can't.
Just put it here.
Rabbi, you're real muffled now when you're talking.
We are?
No, the rabbi is now.
How about now, Ken? I'll just talk a little bit louder. Is that better?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll try to speak louder. I'm going to mute for just a moment as Danielle and Josh light the candle. Thank you, Ken.
Hi, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I'm glad that you can be with us today.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, hear my prayer.
I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness, with mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We're all on a journey, and now a song, L'chilach. Move forward, step forward. Let us walk together, L'chilach.
L'chilach, to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. L'chilach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. L'chilach.
L'chilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. L'chilach, to the place that I will show you. Lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, l'chilach.
Beginning in the siddur, Lechuna Ranana, it's found here on the screen. It's the first psalm for the Friday evening service, and it echoes the theme of L'chilach, which Danielle and Josh just sang. Come on, let's all walk together in a manner of walking and singing. Lechuna Ranana.
Lechune ranen Adonai, Nari alatzur yeshenu, Nikan mafanav betoda, Bizmirot nari alo.
One stanza on page L'chuna here. It's the last small stanza of the English before the red transliteration ink. We say, "Come then, let us bow and kneel. Let us bend our knees in the presence of Adonai, who formed us," connecting us thematically with this psalm, the psalm of singing and motion, with the creation of the universe and all life, all reality, concluding Arba'im Shana, now featured on the screen, the little red arrow, Arba'im Shana.
Arba'im shana kut bedor, va'omar amtoi levavim, vehim lo yadu drachai, asher nishbati b'api, im yavon hamenuchati.
The next psalm, Shiru Ladonai, means, come on, sing a song to God.
One sec.
Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Hadash.
Shiru
Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash.
Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God.
Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash.
And the theme continues. It's on the next page. You see Hebrew stanza, Yismechu Hashemayim, which literally means even the earth, even the heavens will be singing. The world around us listens to our song and bursts into song. Yismechu Hashemayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu Hashamayim. Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam. Umalo. Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz.
Early Friday evening service is a collection of psalms, poems taken from the Bible. Tehillim is the Hebrew word for psalms. These are songs that have been handed down for 3,000 years. And now we turn to Mizmor LeDavid, found here on the screen, a Psalm of David.
Mizmor LeDavid.
Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'os, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, yishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim al hakavod hirim, Adonai al Almayim Rabim.
Kol Adonai b'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaver Adonai adar zehavanon, Vayarkidim kimo egel, Levanon v'Sirion, kimo vein reimim. Kol Adonai chotsev lahavatesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yachol el ayalot, vayachasov yarot, Ufechalo kulo merkavod, kulo merkavod. Adonai lama boyashav, vayeshav Adonai melech leolam. Adonai oz lehamoyitin, Adonai yivarech etamo v'shalom. Etamo, etamo, etamo v'shalom.
Shkoyach. And now, Danielle and Josh are inserting a little piece, literally entitled The World of Your Dreams, beginning with May Your Eyes Shine.
May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the worlds of your dreams. May your eyes shine with the light of Torah, and your face be radiant as the brightness of the sky. May your lips speak words of wisdom, and may the world you live in be the worlds of your dreams.
Shkoyach, Danielle, beautiful. L'chadodi is actually a song. It's not a psalm, but it's placed here along with the psalms. And you hear the word lecha in l'chadodi, and it sounds a lot like L'chilach, the opening song that Danielle and Josh began our service with, and also L'chuna Ranana. These three elements are not here by accident. Within Jewish tradition, when we sing, we move, we go out into the world, we go out and we sing and we dance and we interact with one another. And here we are exercising caution and being careful because of the virus, but our frame, our thinking and our heart are still one of working together, walking together, running together, singing together. L'chadodi, the opening three stanzas, and then on the next page, 25, I'll move it to it. It'll be the concluding three stanzas. Opening three stanzas and then the concluding three stanzas.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad yishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet ve'litila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi mekor habracha rosh
Kadem
nesucha sof maaseh b'machshavatila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitoch ha'chachal rav lach shevet be'aem
Bacha
והוא יחמול עלייך עמלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה,
פני שבת נקבלה, והילים שיסה שוסייך ורחקו כל, לב עלייך יסיס עלייך אלייך, כמסוס חתן והכלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה,
לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ואת אדוני תריצי על יד איש בין פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם נשויך, ובצהלה טוב ונוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה,
לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
When somebody participates in the service and lends beauty and excitement and interaction involvement, we don't say good job, because it's not a job to participate in the service. We say yishar koach, which literally means may you be blessed with strength to continue on into the future. When someone participates, we all grow in strength. And we're pausing for a moment because I have a thought to share. You see this page here on the tail end of Lecha Dodi. It's a greeting that is offered traditionally when people walk into the synagogue for the very first time after having buried a loved one. And those people who are walking into a synagogue are greeted in a very special way. And you might ask, why is the greeting here in the prayer book? And the traditional answer is that sometimes when people come to the synagogue to say Kaddish immediately after the funeral, they may not really feel like singing. They just buried a loved one. And so there's an understanding in the prayer book itself that people are exempted from the early part of the service, which Danielle and Josh have just sung beautifully, which is very peppy and upbeat. And people walk in a little bit late and they find their places and they know that they'll be saying the Kaddish in a fairly short time. And we must pay attention to people who have just walked into our space, their space, and so we offer a special greeting, which is found here. And I'm pausing for a moment because I have two songs on my mind. This Shabbos has a nickname. This Shabbos is called the Shabbos of Shira, the Shabbos of singing and song. It's the only Shabbos in the entire year that has this nickname, although we begin every Friday night with similar songs as what we have just sung along with Danielle and Josh. One night a year is given the name the Song of Shabbat, or the Shabbat of song or singing. For one ancient reason, but I say for an ancient and a modern reason. The ancient reason is that according to the Torah reading cycle, tomorrow morning we cross through the Sea of Reeds
and the Egyptian army that is pursuing drowns, and we, led by Miriam and Moses, spontaneously burst into song, singing, and dancing. And we read a small excerpt of that in tomorrow morning's Torah reading, and it's called Shira, which means song or singing. Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea, or singing by the sea. For 3,300 years, we've been singing this weekend. But I also share a thought, because there's another reason why this song, this Shabbat, is called the Shabbat of Song. Tonight marks the 10th yortzeit of Debbie Friedman, Zichrona Livracha, may her memory be a blessing. Debbie Friedman transformed all of modern Jewish music. Debbie Friedman's touch on song and singing is beyond description, an enormity of scope. She entreed into American Jewish life as a woman who taught herself how to play guitar in the mid-70s in the Reform camping movement. And she reached out and she touched hundreds, over a span of years, thousands and tens of thousands of campers and counselors and budding cantors and rabbis and song leaders and Jewish educators. And all of those people brought her song and her music home to their own synagogues and temples. And she exploded as a force like light, like Yehi Or, let there be light in the universe. And literally, she entered the hearts and souls of tens of thousands, now hundreds of thousands, now millions of Jewish people all across the world. Last night, some of us had the opportunity to join into what's called a kumsitz. Kumsitz means come and sit. Kumsitz. It was a song session by people from all parts of the world. Again, rabbis and song leaders and cantors, and many people were influenced by her 40 years or more of touch of heart and spirit. And people shared stories. And her mother shared a comment. Her mother buried her daughter 10 years ago. And her mother shared a one-sentence hope from Debbie Friedman's last will. She shared these words: "When I am buried, I want a plain pine box, a traditional Jewish burial, but no weeping and much singing." And that's how Debbie Friedman touched all of us and beyond all of us, and for generations yet to come, with singing, not with weeping. And I cannot say that it is coincidence. I think it's much more that her yortzeit, her reminder to all of us for all eternity, is Shabbat Shira, the Shabbat of great singing, the Shabbat which first recognized Miriam and then Moses as the voices of song and of propelling our ancestors into freedom, crossing that sea and saying, I am no longer a slave. That is the significance of Shabbat Shira and Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea. I will no longer be a slave. I will be a free person, and I shall march forward, I, along with all of my family and my friends and my acquaintances, into a brand new future. And indeed, that is what Debbie Friedman did. And now you know why typically people pause at this moment, because it is out of concern for the hearts of those who are mourning, who have just walked in, perhaps from the cemetery, and we reach out to each and every person in our space, within our place. And although we cannot do that physically, we can do it with our hearts and our minds. In the name of Debbie Friedman, we are delighted and grateful to Danielle and Josh, who are sharing many melodies tonight that Debbie composed, weaving within our traditional service her special song, her special ability to open our hearts and our spirits. And now we turn to Mizmor LeDavid, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, the song, the psalm for Shabbat itself, on page number 27.
Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, uzamer leshimcha elyon, uzamer leshimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunacha balelot, Hasor v'alei navel, alei higayon v'chinor. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, uzamer leshimcha elyon, uzamer leshimcha elyon.
Concluding with Sadiq Katamar Yifrach. It's the last 7 or 8 lines of the Psalm for Shabbat, and it teaches that a righteous person will be as flourishing, as vibrant, as deeply rooted as a beautiful tree. Each and every one of us, as a righteous person, will contribute to our world. Sadiq Katamar Yifrach.
Tzadik Tamar Yifrach, Keres Balvanon Yizkeh,
Shetuli bebeit Adonai b'chazrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuhavun B'Seva Deshenim V'Rananim Yiyu Lehagi Yashar Adonai Suri Velo Avlatabo.
I ask you to rise at this moment. We are turning to the Borchu. Turning to the Borchu. Borchu is on page 39b.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
We are seated. The English before the Chatimah, the English of this, the first blessing of the evening service. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space. You completed your work of creation on the 7th day, calling this day from one evening to the next the Holy Shabbat, and gave this day of rest in all its holiness to your people Israel, creator of day and night, ruling light before darkness and darkness from light, making day pass and bringing on the evening, distinguishing day from night, Adonai Tzvot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk.
Umavir yomu mehevi laila, umavdil ben yomu ben laila, Adonai tzvot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimoch aleinu li'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'ravim.
Amen. Ahavat Olam is found on the next page. It's the second bracha of the evening service. It speaks of God's love filling the universe, God's love being eternal.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha, Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu Veshochveinu Vekumeinu Nasiach Bechukecha Venismach Vedivrei Toratecha Uvmitzvotecha Leolam Vahed. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Havta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Ki heim chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nage yomam v'layla. Din Shema.
The Chatima B'Avatcha.
V'yavatcha al tasir mimanu li'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen. In a moment, the Shema, and although we're all muted, please sing aloud, sing along with the Shema with Danielle and John.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levacha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'otecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela, asher Elohim mitzavecha, hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibartam bam, v'shivtecha b'beitecha, u'b'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'kumecha, u'kshartam leot ha'yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'v'yisharecha. We hope you will pray with us, even though it's Zoom.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Emet.
And now we turn to the Mi Chamocha, And many people are familiar with the Michamocha. It's very famous, and it comes from tomorrow's Torah reading. It's that first song, that triumphant exclamation of, who else could be like the one that transformed history? And that's God. Michamocha from the Shirat Hayam, from the Song of the Sea in tomorrow's Torah reading. Michamocha on the page before us.
We start with Michamocha though.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehtar b'kodesh, nora tehilot tosef ala, nora tehilot tosef ala. Malachot echaravu v'anacha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe, zeli anu v'yamru, zeli anu v'yameru.
Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Yai dai 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 yai da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai 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 yai da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai dai dai. Yai dai 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 da 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 da. Yai dai 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 da 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 da.
Last stanza of the English. And so it is written, Adonai has rescued Jacob and redeemed him from the hand of those more powerful than he. Baruch atah Adonai, who redeemed the people Israel. Turning to the Hashkivenu, Danielle and Josh will sing us in just a moment a little bit of Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu means, oh God, help us this evening as the sun is setting, it's getting darker, and we're preparing to go to sleep tonight, that we be granted a sense of calm and peace and tranquility. Help us, oh God, Hashkivenu, to lie down in peace this evening.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Vehamidenu Malkeinu leChayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom Vehamidenu Malkeinu leChayim.
Join me the last stanza on the English side. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Fatima?
Ushmor tzerteinu, uvoenu l'chayim shalom, me'atav yad olam, ufros alenu sukat shalamacha, Baruch atah Adonai, hapore sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
And in a moment, Vishamru, Daniel and Josh will be leading a Vishamru. Daniel and Josh, did you tell me that this is the Vishamru that Debbie Friedman composed?
Yes, that is correct. It is hers.
And Danielle will do the full honor of singing this piece.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת וינפש.
Shkoya.
Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabba Be'almadi v'kiryute ve'amlich machute V'chayechon uvyomechon Uvchayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala Uvizman kariv Ve'imeru Amen Yehesh me rabba mevorach le'alam l'almei almaya yitbadrach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitorman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha brichu leila min kol berchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imeru Amen.
And now we're turning to the Silent Amida, and obviously each one of us reads at different rates, and some consider the traditional text, and some take a few moments and pause in silent meditation. And I may just move up and down a little bit along the page, but this is a time for us to just pause in reflection, taking hold of all the song and the melody that Danielle and Josh have granted us this evening on the Yortzeit of Debbie Friedman. A few moments of silent thought and reflection. I know Danielle and Josh are going to share a piece. Emet ve'emunah. Emet, or the word emes means truth. Emunah means faith. Faith and truth. Truth and faith.
Emet ve'emunah, emet ve'emunah, emet ve'emunah, kol zot ve'kayam aleinu, emet ve'emunah, kol zot. Ki hu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ein zulato, ve'ein zulato, v'anachnu Yisrael amo, Yisrael amo. Emet ve'emunah, emet ve'emunah, emet ve'emunah, kol zot ve'kayam aleinu, emet ve'emunah, kol zot.
Yisher Koach. Now we're turning to the Kaddish Shalem. Neil Sass, are you online right now? Can you join us, Neil? Amen.
Shalom, Adi Baruch Hu Savior. Lek Maku Shebekah. Yakun of you make Honukah. Yeda call Beis Yisrael. Bago always my call Revi Emeru.
Amen.
May Rabba Magova. Yalama Maya Maya. Yisparon. Yisparak Yistabak. Yispar. Yisramam Yisnasev. Yisadar Yisalev Salah Shmeda Kudashah.
Rechu.
Elam Kober Casa Vishirasa Tushbakasa Nekamasa Dami Rambi Almavi Emeru.
Amen.
Iskabel Salus Ahon the Guaho the Cob Yishai Yishra Kadama of the Ho Deep Shmai of Yemeru.
Amen.
Hey Shlama Rabba Menshmai of Kaim Alain of Yako Israel of Yemeru.
Amen.
Oh says Shalom Bimrama Hu Ya says Shalom Alain of Yako Israel of Yemeru.
Amen.
Shkoyach, Dosar Lev. Shkoyach.
Thank you so much. We're glad that you're part of our service.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks, Neil.
That's so nice.
Absolutely. And we may be doing this in the future. We're still trying to organize some of the technical elements, but perhaps we can do this occasionally in the future and have other people join in and participate as well. So thank you. By the way, it was Danielle's and Josh's encouragement for me to step outside of my comfort zone and do something new and different, this Zoom service. So we've learned this past year that we need to experiment, don't we? So it's now time for Kiddush, and if you have a glass of wine, you're invited to join with us. And after Danielle and Josh lead us in the Kiddush, they'll also be leading us in the Hamotzi. Perhaps you've got a piece of bread. You can save the Hamotzi in just a minute after we do the Kiddush. The Kiddush is found here. It's in the siddur, and I'm trying to have the Hebrew and the translit as much available on the screen as I can, so I'll just continue to move the page on the screen. So if you do have a glass of wine, you're invited to join in. And if you don't have a glass of wine, please still rise and have in mind that Danielle and Josh are making Kiddush for you. Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon himhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu bacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim. Give us just one moment while we get the challah. Meanwhile, I want to share that I'm so glad that we can be together as a community. I've really been missing the community these last several months, and that was why I was encouraging Rabbi Steve for the longest time to do a Zoom service, and I'm very glad that he relented and accepted my request. So thank you all for being here tonight, and I hope this Shabbat brings peace and joy and love and all of the things that you wish for. And that's all.
In your mouth, the Gazir for 9 Molen Gat Euren. And by the way, it's a shout out to Joy. That's Danielle's mom. You can see she's just swelling only a little bit. I think her face is glowing. I think even if the computer screen was turned off, we'd still be seeing Joy. And rightfully so. She has every right to enjoy and be proud of her wonderful daughter and son-in-law.
And Josh's mom, Shirley, is also here.
Well, where is Shirley?
She's not showing her face, but she's here.
We're excited that you're here too.
I'm sure she's calling about Tosh as well.
Thank you very much for joining in. We're thrilled you're here. So, Hamotzi, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Again, Shkarach, we're remaining standing for the Aleinu. The Aleinu is here in just a moment on the siddur.
Alinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekenu l'liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'guyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishmachot hadama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, V'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei melech b'chei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshe v'yekara b'shamayim ima'ah, u'shchinatu zo, v'govei meromim. Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu Efezilato, Kagatu V'Torato, V'Adatayom, V'Hashivota Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, B'Shamayim Imaho, V'Haaretz, Mitachat Einod.
Kakatuv, it's the last stanza.
Kakatuv b'toratecha, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'malech al kol ha'aretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
In Shkoyach. And in just a moment, the Kaddish Tome, the Mourner's Kaddish, we have it here on the screen, both in the Hebrew, and I'll scroll down so that the transliteration is available. As a shul, we remember with great love Dora Weinstein, Bunny Liebeskind, Ray Novak, Leon Gross, Harris Olinsky, Dorothy Block Parlin, Joseph Schnitzer, Dara Davidoff Brown, Jules Cohen, John Stern, Anna Friedman, Milton Berman, Anna Maisel, Joseph Brooke, Milton Briskman, Clara Sternthal, Bertha Maisel, Mayor Davidoff, Fred Sussman. We remember with love those who've recently died, Gersh Kukla, Jerry Olinsky, Ronnie Hoffman. And if you know of someone whom you'd like to mention this time, please unmute and mention that person's name at this time prior to Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba. Amen. Be'olma divra cherute v'yamlich malchute. B'chaye echon v'yom echon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zaman kariv v'meru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach la'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei dekudesha, b'rechu, la'ela, min kol, berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma, v'meru, amen. Yehei shalama, rabba, min shemaya, v'chayim oleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, V'imeru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imeru, amen. We extend our hearts and our prayers to all those who are in sorrow and grief at this time. May you know that you are loved and you are cared for deeply by members of this congregation and by many others. May you be consoled in your loss. A few brief announcements and then we'll conclude with a special piece. I just received a phone call literally 2 hours before services this afternoon from a gentleman, an acquaintance of mine, and he said the following, that for those local, he just got a shot. He's in his late 40s, early 50s. He got a shot at Mobile Infirmary. And next week, Monday through Friday, currently, if it still works, as of now, next week, Monday through Friday, starting about 4 p.m. or so, there will be, if there are leftover shots available, you can walk in and get a shot at the Mobile Infirmary starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today, they had 4 shots that were available because those appointments did not show up. And it was not contingent upon a certain age group or having made an appointment or fitting into any kind of a category. So, and he spoke with an administrator. So potentially, hopefully, maybe, starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of just this upcoming week, we think, there will be available injections for of anyone's of age. You just have to show up and be lucky. And specifically, if you're looking at Mobile Infirmary from Springfield Avenue, there are two buildings called Mobile Diagnostic Center. There are two buildings. The left building, as you're facing those two buildings, the second story. And if you go in there, this man went in there yesterday, didn't make it, came in today, and he got a shot. So we hope that many people can get their vaccine. And of course, we pray for health and safety for everyone. That's the big announcement. Tomorrow morning, of course, Shabbos morning davening at 10 o'clock, 10 to 11:15. And it's good weather, so drop by the show about 11:30 tomorrow. We'll sing shmooze. Maybe we'll sing a little bit tomorrow under the portico with a mask. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow night, it's Havdalah on Zoom. We're excited. Danielle is joining us on Zoom Havdalah. And it's becoming a more exciting program every week. We have many talented singers, and it's a beautiful, uplifting piece. Tomorrow night, Zoom Abdullah, 7 to about 7:30 or so. Sunday morning, number one, we have Krispy Kreme. Drop by the show and have a donut, 10:30 to 11:30. Bring your own chair, wear a mask when you're not chewing, and meet some people sitting outside. Also, Sunday morning, 11 to 12:30, drop by and plant a flower at the shul. Bring a mask, maybe a little shovel. It's Tu B'Shvat, and so plant a flower at the shul, visit and schmooze in person, opportunities to visit each other and to see each other. As Danielle mentioned, being a community is essential. So those are the only announcements. And prior to concluding, I'm going to ask you for a favor. Just unmute and introduce yourself, or say good Shabbos or hello. And we're excited. Gary and Sylvia Lieber are newly arrived here in Mobile, and we're excited they've joined in. So just step by. It's unmute for a minute and say good Shabbos and introduce yourselves.
Shabbat Shalom. This is Yafa. Thank you, Danielle and Josh. And Rabbi.
You're so welcome. I'm so glad you're here, Yafa.
I just unmuted. We can say Shabbat Shalom.
Okay, ready?
Shabbat Shalom. It's Steve and Judy.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hi.
Off an island, it's Susan Sass.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan. Why do you and Neil have a different camera?
So that I can make my screen huge and I can see you.
Shabbat Shalom from Francis and Irving.
Shabbat Shalom to you both. Hey.
Welcome back. Welcome home, Danielle.
Hi, Francis.
You want
So good. This is so fun.
Thank you.
They didn't see us, did they? I don't see the camera.
Shabbat.
We're not muted.
This is really special.
Who was about to say something? Was that?
Shabbat Shalom from Milton and Roberta.
From Biloxi.
From Biloxi.
Oh, okay. Well,
Welcome. So
welcome
glad
to
you're here.
our Mississippi friends.
Thank you. No.
Shabbat Shalom from Joy Sandler from Minneapolis. Yasher
Hi, Joy.
service, and it's wonderful to see friendly faces from Avas Chesed. I wish you all good health and a lovely Shabbat.
Mom Judy saying hi to you.
Hi, Judy. Wonderful to see you. More in person, closer to in person than Facebook, anyway.
Right.
Shabbat Shalom from Larry and Ricky.
Shabbat Shalom.
Very good to see you.
It's been way too long.
You can see
We've missed y'all.
And here are Gary and Sylvia Lieber.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Gary, on mute for a second just to say hello.
Uh-oh, you're still on mute. Okay, there you go.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hello, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for joining us.
You're a wonderful singer.
Thank you for being here.
And where's Ken? Ken's been patient. Ken joined in right at the beginning. Ken, are you nearby?
I think he's hiding. Hide and go seek.
So we're going to conclude, and Danielle and Josh have shalom that comes to us
from Debbie Friedman. And once again, Yisha Koach, thank you for lifting us up with your song and your voice. Thank you, Danielle and John.
Thank you, Rabbi Steve, for planning this with us.
And thanks for David Smith, who's helping us. By the way, Southern Jewish Learning is David Smith's new link, and we'll be talking about that in the future. For now, Oseh Shalom, Debbie Friedman, please.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Peace and love, and may song always fill your hearts. Thank you very much for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing you on any occasion. Like I said, maybe tomorrow, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, drop by, or Sunday morning. Good Shabbos. Thank you all for joining in.
Rabbi Steve, if people want to schmooze, can they stay on?
Unfortunately, I've had a problem with my charger, and my battery is now at about 8%, and it's going to drop out any minute, so I'm a little concerned. Feel free to schmooze, but...
Okay.
For Abdallah, maybe.
That'd be great.
Some of them we'll see tomorrow. So
exactly. Drop on by.
I'm just so excited to have you all on.
And we're glad that the Biloxi crowd joined in. Thank you.
Definitely.
Bye, y'all.